Come. Greetings, fellow gardeners. Welcome back to Gazza Green Permaculture. Take a look at this patch behind me. It's 7 meters by 7 meters of absolute wildness. Right now it looks like the untamed borders beyond the Shire, complete with long grass trying to eat the wire fence whole, just like Old Man Willow. But today we're going to work a little bit of earthy magic. We're turning this neglected, overgrown patch into a lush, edible perennial garden, packed with subtropical goodness. No heavy machinery, no back-breaking double digging, just good, honest permaculture practices. Let's dive in. Every good quest starts with a map. Here in the subtropics, we have to think about the sun and the shade. For this plot, we're planting a perennial guild that will keep giving year after year. Our foundation plants will be the heavy hitters. Ginger and some turmeric. Both of them love humid understory and well-drained soils. We're also going to add some rhubarb, and we're going to place it in a shady position to help it get it through our summers here. Plus, I'm just going to have to give it lots of water. Also, we're going to plant some artichokes. Now these fellas can grow as tall as an ant, so we're going to put them on the southern border of our gardens so they don't shade any of our sun-loving plants. And because I need to fill some gaps, I'm going to bring in some dragon fruit and some chocos, plus a ground cover of sweet potato, and I'm going to plant, as always, some garlic around the edges just to keep the goblins away. Step 1 of this adventure is to chop and drop. We aren't hauling this long grass away. It's free biomass. We slash it down right where it stands. But that wire fence is a tricky beast. Grass loves to weave through it like chainmail. The brush cutter makes easy work of this grass, as long as you're not hitting the wire fence. Number 1 wizard tip when doing whippersnippering and brush cutting: always wear your safety gear. And number 2 tip, check on your camera, sometimes it can fall over. And yes, that's about 10 meters of wire wrapped around the head of my brush cutter. Battery ran out on the whippersnipper. Went and got a new battery, came back, and I had 2 visitors. They could have came in earlier and helped me with the grass. Okay, now this is the hard part. The brush cutter can only do so much. We're going to have to dig this out. And that means I will not be hitting the gym this week. Hey, it's alright. Yeah. I think this grass is the 2-coloured panic grass, which is a perennial bunching grass commonly found in Eastern Australia. Even though it's a nightmare here trying to dig this out on the fence line, I'm going to look at some of the positives from this grass. This plant is great for livestock forage. That's why Susie loves it. It's very resilient. It thrives on shallow, dry soils where other plants would struggle. And it comes back really quick after fires. This plant is really good for erosion control too. And one of the best ones I've seen from this grass is its seed heads. They produce a very small seed that offers a seasonal food resource for native birds and insects. It is one of the greatest skills that permaculture teaches us, is to look for benefits and functions, even in things that humans would call weeds. And yes, this was really hard work. To stop the grass invasion, we need a strong border defense. I'm going to lay down a thick layer of cardboard weed barrier right up to the wire fence. Just make sure you overlap the edges so that no light gets through. Next, I'm going to put a layer of wood chip. Then, to really seal the deal, I'm going to interplant lemongrass and comfrey along this fence line. Their thick roots and clumping habits will form a living wall across this fence line, hopefully outcompeting that grass. Okay, let us talk dirt. So you might be able to see here, our soil is very sandy. Bit of loam in it, and underneath that there'll be a layer of clay when we keep digging down. Now if we're doing conventional gardening, someone might tell you to just till that all together, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do no dig, which is a minimal digging. Sandy soil drains beautifully, and that's exactly what we need for our ginger and turmeric to help stop their rhizomes from rotting. The clay underneath, well, that's our secret water reservoir. By layering cardboard over the ground and then piling on high quality compost, we are building a spongy, nutrient dense top layer. The worms will do all the ploughing for us by pulling all that nutrients down deep into the earth and improving that clay without us even turning a single sod.
Listen close, my friends, to the tales of Earth's embrace, where wisdom flows like rivers in the roots of ancient space.
Now for the best part, nestling these little treasures into their new home. Ginger and turmeric go in shallow, with just a dash of compost. Well, maybe as much as you can spare. The Jerusalem artichokes will go to the south side of this patch, and we'll weave our sweet potato slips around the edges so they can crawl over the soil, acting as a living mulch to lock in the moisture. I'm planting some rhubarb in a shady area, and I'm planning to keep as much water up to them as I can to help them get through our summers. Planting a couple more chocos. I don't really need the chocos themselves. I'm just hoping that this plant will grow along this fence and give us some protection from the western sun. And like I said before, some comfrey and lemongrass. A dragon fruit near the south gate post, and a few other plants I had in the nursery. Well, the adventure hasn't gone smoothly. I've run out of cardboard and compost. Two main ingredients of no dig. What shall I do?
The magic flow. Ooh, the ancient secret to our gardens will be true. With every drop we save, takes the drought down to wise in every method. Earth's whispers here to stay.
A garden without mulch is like a wizard without a cloak exposed to the elements. We're putting down a thick layer of mulch. This protects our soil biology from the baking subtropical sun, suppresses those ambitious weeds, and breaks down to feed our garden.
Roots reach deep for wisdom in every whispered word. We learn from ancient echoes in the singing of the birds. So dig a hole or dig it deep, bury the pot with care, seal the lid upon the top, let the wonders air. Ooh, the ancient secret to our gardens will be true. With every drop we save, takes the drought.
What do you think, Winston? Not much? And there you have it, From an overgrown tangle to an edible food garden, ready to explode with life. It takes a bit of sweat, a lot of cardboard, and just trusting in the magic of the soil. If you enjoyed this garden transformation, hit that like button, subscribe if you already haven't, and leave a comment and tell me what perennial plants you're growing in your patch. Until next time, look after your soil, look after yourself, speak, friend, and garden. See ya. You coming, Winston? Good boy. Hello, Winston.